All right, I want to get into the audio world now. Let's go to phase 3. Why do you have this instant audio thing going on? And tell me where this came from.
Sure. Yeah. Let me show you Cattle Business Weekly for this. And with Cattle Business Weekly, let me just walk through what we've done here. This is a relatively new thing. We're really trying to get this out there and introduce it to users, the audio content. So about a year ago, we started doing this, and we talked about this in one of our earlier podcasts with you, Mike. We had a player on the article level, and we were getting some engagement and some good plays with that. But really, for us, we realized it had to be in a player form. And so we basically created endless playlists from all the articles on the site. So any article you click on, you can just go to the audio article player from the homepage, and it brings you into this playlist UI, and it's going to play that article. And then it's going to automatically generate a playlist of other related audio articles. So these are all things, that are in industry news, and they mention some of the same topics in the text. So, we've connected them together. But this player page is really exciting. And again, this is a third-party thing. We can do this through an RSS feed with your current site. We could give you a page that looks just like this you could link to from your homepage. And, we really designed it to look as much like Spotify as we could, because that's obviously.
Does this operate a little bit like CNN videos? If I don't touch it, does it go to the next one automatically? And the next one? So if someone wants to just listen to the latest news from your website, they can start on article 1 and the next one will play and the next one will play?
Exactly. Yeah. Wow. I was really into the autoplay. Like, even when you just click a playlist, I wanted it to autoplay right away. I don't even want them to have to hit play. And there are some browsers that prevent that. They don't want things autoplaying when you go to pages. But for the app, we'll be able to autoplay it. So as soon as you hit a playlist, and I just want to see, like I said, top audio articles or this week's audio articles. It's kind of like an audio version of the paper. You just hit that, and it's just going to play one article after another.
By Laura Rhodey for South Dakota Farmers Union. In their 30s, the Harris kids are still old enough to remember the days before air-conditioned tractor cabs. In fact, when they talk about how growing up on their family's Bennett County ranch taught them responsibility and work ethic, Kaylin, 36, Clay, 33, and Kelsey, 31, give quite a bit of credit to an old 300 International tractor.
So that's that's a little sample of the audio. That's the male voice. You got audio or a female voice. And I switched over to the article version, because we're really trying to make this audio thing almost as like a standalone product. And technically we could do that even today. Like we could, for Chris, if you wanted to try our app, Chris, we could do the app without redoing your website, and then sell a subscription to the audio news feed, for example, or just sell a subscription to the app. I think that there's a lot of unique opportunities for incremental revenue here, because we're creating brand new content. And, I'm interested, and certainly with Western Ag and Cattle Business, they'll be the first ones to get this once we have it available, selling audio only subscriptions on the website. So it's like a whole new product. It's not,
Okay. So if you load this, and this is, okay, basically what I'm hearing is, straight from an RSS feed, you can instantly create this turnkey page. So every time I shove out another story, and I have from E&P like 11 or 12 or 14, are at separate RSS feeds that feed our different apps and different environments. Right. These then can automatically then become part of Spotify, right? Part of iHeart. Right. So that gets you into the world of smart speakers, correct? Because
so we work with a third party called Buzzsprout, and we would send our own feed. So the RSS feed of the text articles would come from your website into our apps. We would turn it into audio, and then we'd send the audio to
so let's assume the Cattle Business Weekly decides to do a vodcast as well, or a podcast. They could have separate feeds and separate channels on Spotify, correct?
Yeah, actually, let's look at Henrico for that, because he's had a podcast for years, even before we had audio articles. So I don't know, Tom, do you have any comments on how your podcast kind of complements audio articles, or vice versa? Really, audio articles complements the podcast?
Yeah, so we started our podcast, or I do daily podcast, just kind of a roundup of everything that we've covered in the last 24 hours. So a quick 5 to 10 minute thing. I've been doing that about 2 years now. So we have our separate channel for that. People can, play it through Alexa or whatever smart speaker they've got. So when Matt told me about the audio articles, I said, it's kind of a natural extension of that, because we were seeing, again, not thousands of people listening every day, but a couple hundred at its peak, probably three or 400 a day. So I said, okay, there's an appetite among some people for this, and so the audio articles piece. The nice thing for me is that I don't have to do anything about it. I publish an article, it automatically is translated immediately into audio format. Now that it's set up through Buzzsprout, we have a separate, we call it, Henrico Citizen audio articles. So if you have an Alexa, play Henrico Citizen audio articles, or separately play Henrico News Minute podcast. So it's just, again, it's another way for people, if that's what they're into, if that's how they want to consume our news, they can do it. And it's now become easier for them to do it that way.